doesn't look very good, but this mattress is filled with horsehair. Ooh. But here again, as I mentioned downstairs, when we, a couple of years ago, when we restored everything, there was some rot in these boards, so they had to be replaced. But most of what you see dates back to 1649. The Cutchogue Indians who lived in this area were very friendly. And there's no indication that...
How would they attack them?
Well, that's it. They didn't. So I'm sure if he ever opened that and shot through it, it was maybe for a bird or a skunk or something else. But the Indians were... In fact, the Indians...
Were the main target?
No, they wouldn't have been because they were very friendly. Like you may read, I remember when I was in school and read in New England in Cape Cod, when the English came to Plymouth, it was the Indians who taught them how to farm. And this area around here was called the Old Field because this is where the Indians grew their corn. What did they call corn back then? Do you remember?
Cattle?
No?
Maize.
Maize. I don't know why we don't call it that anymore.
And it was non-GMO. No GMO stuff. Genetically modified.
Ah, see how old I am?
Most corn now is genetically modified.
Right,
Most
that's
corn.
true.
You can't find non-GMO corn. It's almost impossible.
Now, this is the other bedroom that I showed you downstairs. Now, the only thing, and my friend Mr. Budd is, what's your first name?
Frank.
Frank. Oh, I should remember that because it was Frank Case, the last people who lived here. This is the window I referred to, at least to them, outside. This window originally was there. But when the house somewhere along the line was modernized and they put in double hung windows, this one was left in the wall. So when they restored the house, started restoring it in 1938, they found this window. Now, you'll see that this piece, is exactly what, I don't want to get in your way.
No, don't worry about you.
That piece
You're part of this thing here.
matches, well maybe matches this piece. And although they're not there, there was another one of those, and I can't remember the architectural term. This one, you can see where it was. And see, this is the original siding. This is the siding like on the house now. And here are the square nails, just like we had reproduced. So this was a very important find in the total restoration. The only evidence of the slave pens are those 3 or 4 vertical boards over there on the north side. But the real thing to look at is, and I'll come up behind you.
Gotcha.
But look at that extremely wide piece of wood in the roof. There's a word for that too. That came out of one tree. Sheathing, I guess is the word I want. Yes, watch your step.
Slave quarters, and let's take a look at this massive chimney.
Oh, this is small.
Not for this. This is a first period house. In first period houses.
So these are the slave quarters.
Yes.
The whole upper part here was all slave quarters?
Yeah.
Most of it, yes. As far as we know. We know the Wickhams had slaves, and we're assuming everybody before them, but not necessarily after them.
What? Oh, no, I'm okay. So what is this lead?
That's a very good question. I've never been asked and I've never thought. But it gives you the feeling that they were boxed in.
Yeah.
But, you know, if these were house slaves as opposed to field slaves. So they're almost never the same.
Right.
In fact, probably brought up the kids. And, you know.
Oh, what a great...
I'm so glad you came along.
It's a great dowel.
And I don't want to say
Sure,
you're
here.
lucky, but I haven't done a tour here probably since we had the old house day last summer. But I enjoy doing it, as you can tell.
Divine
Because it's a marvelous story.
But it's the library with the children and
let the mystery be. Some say once gone, you're gone forever, and some say you're gonna come back. Some say you rest in the arms of the Savior if in sinful ways you lack. Some say that they're coming back in a garden, bunch of carrots and little sweet peas. I think I'll just let the mystery be.